So part 2 of this series of eating clean and unclean according to scripture, we are going to just look at a couple things that just clarify exactly what unclean and clean means. So the first thing I want to point out is that in Genesis 7, before we are even made aware of exactly what is clean and unclean, as in the book of Leviticus chapter 11, we are actually given an example that Noah, in the 7th chapter of the entire Bible, he knew what clean and unclean was. So when he was entering into the ark here in verse 1, he was given a command in verse 2. Of all of the clean beasts, take with you 7 pairs, a male and female. And of the beasts that are unclean, only 2, a male and his female. And of the birds of the heavens, 7 pairs, male and female, to keep offspring alive on the face of all the earth. So we can see right here that this idea of clean and unclean has been around since even creation. This isn't something new that was given to the people at Mount Sinai when the 10 Commandments were given. So jumping over to Leviticus 11, we see here verse 2, speak to the children of Israel, saying. So remember, if you have faith in Messiah, you are Israel. These are instructions for you. That's why I did the entire video series at the beginning about your identity in Messiah, making you Israel. So in verse 2 here, it says, these are the living creatures which you do eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Verse 3, whatever has a split hoof, completely divided, chewing the cud among the beasts that you do eat. So he's specific, just giving us all of the characteristics of the animal that it should have in order for you to eat it. So he doesn't necessarily list every single animal that you can eat. And we see here a long list of ones that he says we cannot eat. And that would be things like the camel here in verse 4, the rabbit, the hare, but most importantly, the pig towards the bottom in verse 7. Not to belabor the point and read the entire chapter to you, because I encourage you to go do that yourself, but he breaks it up as in categories from the water and from the air. So he gives us all of the particular animals from where you would find them, and which ones are clean and okay to eat, and which ones that are not, and the characteristics that make them clean or unclean. Like I said, we're going to break down all the misconceptions in the New Testament that make people think they can eat whatever they want, so stay tuned.